25% tariffs on them. They're stealing our trade. Vote for new gun raid 1999. The Gungans are ripping US off with their trade. The Trade Federation is the future.
Oh, what's happening, clankers? You find me in Dex's Diner, on the planet Coruscant. It's definitely not some funky virtual set, or one of those Disney Star Wars hotels. You can tell, because this didn't cost more than my house. What does, however, is what I picked up over on Tatooine. Check it, limited edition George Lucas minifigure, part of a cancelled LEGO Red Tail set. People pay good credits for stuff like this.
Excuse me,
For
could you
fuck's
spare
sake.
Clanker a few credits for the bus? Hey you.
Anyway, let's take a look at LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and see if the latest attempt at this classic combo still holds up today. So, let's get into it. Developed by Traveler's Tales. Unsurprising since they've not developed an on-LEGO title since 2008. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is an open-world third-person action title, which attempts to combine the highlights of the 9 mainline Star Wars movies into one cohesive experience. This includes the many notable characters, iconic locations, and other things that make fully grown men act like this. It attempts to provide this experience with a mix of third-person platforming and shooting gameplay, recreations of iconic Star Wars moments, and heaps of classic irreverent LEGO game humor. Gameplay builds on the classic LEGO formula, while making a notable few changes, which are welcome considering how repetitive LEGO games became for a while. Skywalker Saga introduces a combo system, allowing characters to pull off some serious Devil May Cry type shit during combat, while also introducing conventional third-person shooting mechanics, including cover shooting and one-hit kill headshots. Additionally, in a feature carried over from the standalone Force Awakens game, the game is fully voice-acted for the first time. I'm unsure as to whether that's a blessing, or a terrible curse.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Skywalker Saga works because it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, instead keeping its mechanics simple yet fun. The combo system is incredibly satisfying, especially as it's available to all characters, and there's something satisfying about watching C-3PO beat the piss out of someone. The vehicle sections are also really good fun, with the space dog fighting sections a notable highlight. I tell you, Starfield's got nothing on this shit. Combined with the game's 23 hub worlds, each packed to the brim with both collectibles, and 140 crazy side missions, and you have the basis for a very fun time. However, I was most impressed by the number of playable characters. There are 380 characters to collect, from across the various films, as well as the various DLC characters based on the many Disney Plus shows nobody has ever seen. All your favorites are here, including Salacious Speedrun, somebody called Mr. Bones, that weird worm thing from The Rise of Skywalker, and even the main man himself, Marta. They even have Rats Tyrell. You remember Rats Tyrell, don't you? He was the little fella that went during the pod racing. You know, Rats Tyrell. He had his own movie and everything. I don't want to be overly critical of LEGO Star Wars, if only to avoid falling into the grown man yells about things made for children trap. And it is still aimed at a younger audience, even if the people who can actually afford LEGO look like this, and people who still enjoy Star Wars look like this. But I do have some minor gripes, most notable of which being the difficulty. The game is way too easy, especially compared to some of the classic LEGO Star Wars titles. Yes, the pod racing section in the first game made me want to smash my TV in frustration, but at least it offered a challenge. I also found the game's boss fights to be a bit disappointing. The lightsaber fights devolve into spamming the shit out of basic attacks until the next quick time event starts, while avoiding copy-pasted attack patterns, again failing to offer anything close to a challenge. I was also disappointed to find that the game often locked your character during many boss fights while on free play mode. I did, however, find out you can play as any unlocked character during the fight at the end of episode 3, so I was able to give Anakin a trip down memory lane back to his days on Tatooine.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy!
I want my whoopee back with interest. Got it?
What surprised me about the Skywalker Saga was its presentation. Developed on Traveler's Tales' proprietary engine, Entity, an engine that apparently was a fucking nightmare to use, and will never see the light of day again. It looks fantastic. Skywalker Saga does a great job of replicating the look of the various planets from the franchise, and does well in integrating the LEGO aspects into its design. I also liked how detailed the character models were, and how the lighting really sells how these are plastic minifigures. Probably not worth 5 years of crunch, but it looks cool nonetheless. The score for Skywalker Saga is also fantastic, providing a mix of classic tracks and original compositions, which combine to create a soundtrack that feels appropriate for a Star Wars title. I wasn't sure about the voice acting at first, because I know for a fact that Lego can't talk, unless I haven't been taking my medication, but it works well with the tone of the game. The performances are something of a mixed bag, and there is an option for the classic Lego mumbling. However, they got Andy Secombe to reprise his role as Watto. If that's not worth putting on the box, I don't know what is. Overall, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a remarkably pleasant experience, and one I would recommend to anyone with a passing interest in the franchise. While not the greatest video game of all time, it still offers both enjoyable gameplay, as well as an incredible amount of content. And don't worry, there is a Jedi Rocks cameo, so it's well worth your time. Anyway, I'll be off now. I found a buyer for my priceless collectible. I must say, strange looking bloke, but he seems oddly familiar. So I'm gonna spend this cash down at Galaxy's Edge. Thank you for taking my money, Mr. Disney.